Hey everybody, you've made it to Lucky Number Volume Day 13. Thanks so much for joining me. We have a leg day today. All that you need is a mini band. So hopefully you have one of these by now. If not, this is a piece of equipment that you should have on hand. You can travel with it. It's pretty awesome. Okay, we're going to go ahead and stabilize on your left leg. Draw your right knee up into the chest as high as you can. Rotate your ankle one direction and then the other, one direction and the other. Cross your ankle over your knee. Open that knee nice and wide. You're going to go into a little figure four squat, little balance, level off those hips. Shift the hips back. Gentle little bounce, push on that right knee. Flex your toes back. All right, come on up. Other side. Draw your knee up. Rotate your ankle one direction and then the other direction. And then cross that ankle over your opposite knee. Open the knee out nice and wide. Flex your foot. Sit down into a squat. Gentle little bouncy push on that knee. Ah, going down, going down. Perfect. All right, take a nice wide base of support and drop your hips low. Your toes can be wide. We're going to do a little shifty squat. Open up those knees. Get some stretch through your calves, shins, ankles. Try to relax through the toes. And then let's level off in the middle. Hopefully you're at a position that you can get this low squat by now. We have worked on it throughout our series. Such a great pose that you can get into. It's really good for the human body. And we don't usually hit it that much depending on your lifestyle or where you're from. So stay here a few more seconds. Get some deep inhales and deep exhales. And then most of our day, we are going to get our volume through tabattas. So 20 seconds of work, 10 seconds of rest. Although today, for a lot of what we're doing, our 10 seconds is actually going to be a 10-second active recovery. Plant your hands, push your hips up. And we have 8 rounds for each block. So that means 4 minutes of work. Okay, we're going to get a spider lunge. Take your feet a lot wider. And then you're going to hinge over onto one foot. You can allow your heel to come up, toes come up on the other side. Use your hands or your leg strength. Push up and then slide over. Back down. Grab in through that core. Drive yourself up. Twist across or shift across. Not really twisting. And then one more. Drive up and over. All right, let's get going. Grab that mini band, and we're going to be putting it on around our high ankle, low calf. And I'm going to enjoy being barefoot today. If you prefer to be in shoes, that's fine. But a lot of times being barefoot will help develop those arches, help make sure that we're getting the right spread through the feet and not always relying on shoes to support our body for us. So it's helpful to make sure that those feet can stay strong because it all works up that chain. Okay, so plant onto your left foot. Grab in deep through the core, roll those shoulders back and down. You're going to have a nice little bend in that front leg or in your supporting leg. And then we're going to push the other leg out straight. Ready? And go. So I want us to think about our abductor, that upper outer muscle of the glute. And then also think about kind of pointing your toe in just a little. Spread through the 4 corners of your supporting leg. We have 3 seconds, and we're going to go into a squat. But most of our weight is going to stay on that left leg. So I'm still just on my toes on the right leg. So we're putting more work off that left leg still. And then plant onto your right. And now we're going to push the left leg out. Nothing super high intensity yet. But don't worry, we'll get there. Make sure that your body is supported on top of that leg, on top of your foot, grabbing through that core, okay? Most of the weight now on that right leg, stay supported there. Spread through the 4 corners. So your big toe ball mound, pinky toe ball mound, switch, and then both sides of the heel. Lift up through the chest. Hold strong through the core. Always keep tension on that band. Utilize the strength of that arch. Hit that little squat. Not putting much weight on the right leg at all now, and then switch. Toes straight ahead. Knee lines with the toe. So make sure that the knee is not folding in. If this is a struggle for you, too much on your knees, you can always move the band up above your kneecaps. You can always choose a lighter band, that squat as well. So one with a little less tension, or it's a little wider, so you don't have to work so much into that tension. Building these abductors, depending on how long you've been working with me or doing other styles of training that really work into those accessory muscle groups, you may need to back off your resistance. Make sure you're not compensating, right? When we try to get into these little muscles like the abductors that are generally weak, then we can compensate if they're not ready to go, the ultimate flexion. So keep it here, making sure the toes are not pointing out to the side. So if you're on your left foot, to the left. 3, 2, and 1. Hit those squats. So that supporting leg is where you're feeling the work. Love working those legs. And then back to left leg support, right leg push. Check in with the upper body. Relax the neck. Open the chest, flex into the back. Tighten around that abdomen. Here we go. Squat and push. And then our last set, push off that right supporting leg into those glutes. You're going to feel those supporting muscles as well, not just the moving leg. A lot of our work's coming out of that supporting side. Time, hit those squats. Our little single side push. 3 seconds, and then we're going to be done with our band for a bit. Lower onto the ground. We're going to float in a little core. We're going to do a scissor twist. So put both legs straight up. Rest your head in your hands, tucking your chin in. Drop the right leg, and then twist right elbow to left knee. Then you switch. 3, 4. Remember, we're always scooping, flexing, contracting, then moving. We're not relying on the move to build the heat. And 10. You're relying on your flexion to start that heat. All right. Quick little stretch back. We have jump lunges for our next Tabata. I don't feel like we've done these in high volume for a while, so it's going to be fun. Just as fun for me as it is for you. 20 seconds, and we're going to take a break for our 10. Ready and go. You can always shuffle and just do an alternating lunge instead if the jump doesn't work for your body. Go for range, at least to start. A lot of times I see a lot of reps without the range. We want to be able to time. We want to be able to jump from the bottom of that lunge. 3, 2, and go. Always keeping that core strong. Lining those knees and toes. Time. 2 down. Should get our heart rate up as well through this set. Time. Ready and go. Not much of a break, but I will take it. Make sure that you're working for that break. Time. Halfway. 4 down, 4 to go. Ready, go. Can you get that back knee to barely tap the ground? Time. Keep in mind what you're working for. What's your push? What's your motivation? What are we wanting to achieve from today? What do you want to build strength, endurance, and conditioning for? Time. Ready and go. Try to keep that range. You got it. Bottom of the lunge. Time. You should be able to see your big toe right inside the knee. Last set. Come on. Stick with it. Time. Good job. All right. Back to the ground. Don't worry, the next set, I'm going to let our heart rate recover a little more. All right, put those legs up. Back to our scissor twist. Drop, contract. 1. Flex those feet back. 2. 3. 4. 5. How high can you pull that chest up? Feel that core engage. Low back pushed into the ground. 8, 9, 10. All right. Grab your band and put it on above your kneecaps. So we are going to do a single side abduction in a glute bridge. And then in our 10-second interim, instead of taking a break, we're going to hold a glute bridge. Remember, if you'd like, you can take your break. If bringing one leg up off the ground doesn't work for you, just keep both on the ground and pull your legs out and in. Flex through the core. Lift up through those glutes. Feel the glutes. So tuck your tailbone under. Lift up and then abduct. Flex your foot. It's not about pace. It's about holding that lift, keeping your flexion. Woo! Feels so good. Hold your bridge. Tuck through that tailbone. Lift your right leg or the other leg, and then abduct, pulling it away from the midline. Your goal is to keep your supporting leg still so it doesn't counter pull. Hold your bridge. Flex, tug, and tighten. Get into those glutes. Make sure, left leg or third set, make sure that your core is flexed in. So you're not losing your low back. Pelvis is working to stay squared off between your knees, hold, and your shoulders. Tug and tighten through those glutes. Lift your leg and then pull. Double check that your supporting leg hold is not tripoding. This is why it's good to keep your lift in the middle, because you have a good setup. Okay, lift and pull. You have a good setup with both feet on the ground. They're straight out from shoulders, hips, and knees. But once you get that one leg lifted, our tendency is to bring one foot, okay, hold is to bring that one foot to the midline. Lock into the core. Feel your pelvic floor grab and abduct. Flex that foot back. Drive up through those hips. Open your hip flexor. Time. Hold. We have our final set, each leg to go. Whew. Contract, lift, and abduct. Again, see if you can push into the four corners of the supporting leg. Time. Hold that flexion. Keep strong into the core. Lift your leg and go. 30 seconds total left. Push into the heat. Okay, and then hold. Last 10. 3, 2, and 1. All right, get rid of your band. Hug those knees in one last time, or another time. It's not really our last time. Double check that low back. Put the legs straight up. Oof, I can feel that flush. Legs, or that blood drops. That little flush in the legs, that stretch to the hamstrings as you pull the legs up. Feels so nice. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All righty. Next up is a squat jack. So we're back into our heart rate set. Gonna get those hip flexors a little second first. Switch. All right, so your squat jack, you're gonna try to get as low as possible in a squat, and then you're gonna jump your feet in and out from there. Just like a jumping jack, but you're gonna stay squatted. As always, if you need a shuffle, keep one foot on the ground. That's totally fine. Here we go. Our 8 rounds. Again, double check. Knees and toes are always lined up. Time. Whew. Whew. Yes, yes, yes. 3, 2, and go. See if you can kind of check in. See what your feet are doing, your ankles, calves, shins, of course those thighs, and the glutes. The burn is real. Here we go. Holy cow. Ready and go. You got it. Keep that push. Whew. Ready and go. We just passed our halfway point. 4 down, 4 to go. Feel those inner thighs. That's what's pushing knees back together. Push yourself to your capacity. Can you keep that belly locked even while the legs are screaming? Heart rate running. Time. 2 to go. Ready and go. Feel that opening come from your hips, not just the knees. My brain, or my body, is yelling to stop. My brain is saying, nah, we got this. It's our last set. Push your finish. You're at the finish line. So close. You're in the lead. Your nemesis is right behind you. Time. That little mental game always works for me. Good work. Again, hug those knees. Double check your core. Your low back, sorry. Oh, okay. Legs come up. Enjoy that flush. Here we go. I think I have enough space. There we go. 3, 4, 5. How much flexion can you build and keep? 10. All right, set your feet on the ground, hip width or a little wider. Both legs drop over to the left. Put your left foot on top of your right knee. And then release. Other way. Knees to the right. Put your right foot on top of your left knee. All right, we have one more. We're going to fit it in. Put your band back on above your knees. And then come up to standing. All right, so this is kind of a drop back set. Set your feet, hit your squats, and then our 10-second interim is going to be an abductor. All right, so we could be stopping and stretching by now, which does sound nice. But instead, we're going to hit up just kind of a little cool down set. It's not going to be super crazy. And time, squat, abduct. Check into the core. So it's easy here to just lean your upper body forward and not get that sit back. Pull those knees wide with your toes. So if you're having a hard time keeping your knees out with that pinky toe side of the foot, then you need to narrow your feet. 2, 1. So sit, watch your low back. Kind of tug the tailbone under just a bit. Okay, squat. Can you watch that core? Same time you're getting that squat. Abduct. Keep your feet flat on the ground. And then squat. Abduct. It's been fun to be on a timer. I've been doing so much counting for the past 12 days. Whew. 4 sets to go. And then our abductions. You got it. Trying to sit back. So this feeling you have now, pushing your knees into the band, the next time you do a squat without a band, see if you can kind of use this imagery. See if you can pack it away into your mind. Back to squats. Your brain can remember this feeling, right? Connecting with the feel. Abduct. Not sitting that deep anymore. That's okay. Still feeling the work. You get what you want. I'm getting too much pull on my low back if I get low to abduct at this point. 3, 2, sit, abduct. Feet, stay on the ground, relax the toes. 3, 2, 1. All right. Fantastic job. Get out of that band. And then we're going to go back into our hip flexor stretch, runner's lunge. Put your right leg forward. Set your left leg back. Find your hip flexor. Pull your right hip back. Pull your left hip forward. And then drive the hip toward the ground. Sometimes little bounces help. All right, try taking your right hand to your left foot, grabbing your quad. You've got to stay relaxed through that hamstring if you can, or at least I do. Otherwise, it's going to grip and tighten up and scream. Little cramp. It worked today, which is awesome. Release and get your hamstring. Pull the toe up, pull your right hip back, pull your chest forward. Let's hit our breath, get that breath work. Let's do a box breath here twice through, whatever kind of count you would like. Perfect. All right, other side. Start with your hip flexor stretch. Lunge in. Drive that back hip down. Oh, yeah. Just make whatever adjustments you need. Feel that pull. Okay, and then see if you can grab your right leg or your right foot with your left hand. Open that chest, push your foot into the hand. Feel the quad stretch, also your hip flexor. Okay, and then release, hamstring, and we're going to do our box breath twice through again. All right, rotate your foot in and then stand, come to standing. Get as wide leg as you can, pull your toes in just a bit, heels out just a bit. Walk your hands back to pull your chest down. All right, plant your hands, heel toe your feet in. Great work, everybody. As always, I hope to see you tomorrow. Day 13. We kind of chunk these into 5s. So for me, 2 left of the week. Maybe you run them a little bit differently. It's all good. I challenge you to try your best to hit 5 days a week. Even if you don't do it in succession, 5 sessions per week. Maybe you do a couple a day here and there. And it'd be fun to see what your body's capable of, how it changes and transitions, and how you notice your increase in performance. Have a good one.